What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, we got expansion draft talk to talk about. Guys, on December the 6th, we will see the Golden State Valkyries, the WNBA's newest team, select 12, up to 12 players for their roster, selecting one player from each of the 12 teams in the WNBA. And before that happens, teams have to select the list of players that they are protecting and players that they're just leaving unprotected to kind of possibly get drafted to the Golden State Valkyries. Each team can have up to 6 players that they can select as a protected player. This could be suspended players on a suspended contract. This could be free agents. This is just regular people on the roster. Whoever the team has rights to, they have the ability to select 6 of those players to be protected so that the Golden State Valkyries cannot poach them and have them on their team. So that's something to know. A thing also to note about it is that the list will not be made public, which sucks. Yes. However, use me as your sort of expansion draft, guru or whatever you want to say. I have looked at every single team in the WNBA, thoroughly looked at the players on their rosters, and have put my GM hat on for all these teams and said, hey, if I was the GM for this team, who would I be selecting where? Like, who would I be selecting to protect? Who would I leave open? And what's possibly going to happen on that front. So, yeah, that's something to note. And just because teams leave players unprotected does not mean that those players will not return to them. Because, again, you can only protect 6 players. The Golden State Valkyries is only selecting 1 player from each team. Just because you select someone to be unprotected does not mean they're not going to return to your team. They likely will return to your team. It's only 1 player that will be selected from your team to the Golden State Valkyries. Now, I've already done a video about the Indiana Fever. I've already done one about the Connecticut Sun. If y'all want to watch those videos, y'all can check out the playlist below. In this video, we are going to talk about the Chicago Sky. Spoiler alert, guys, something to note, I am a Sky fan. If y'all watch this channel, y'all would know that by now. But yeah, I'm a Sky fan, but I'm gonna look at this very objectively, as I always try to do, and let you all know who I expect to be on the protected list for Tyler Marsh and company. So, the 6 players that I would protect for the Chicago Sky include number 1, Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter is a restricted free agent, so she may or may not return to the Chicago Sky next year. The Sky have some leverage in terms of getting her to possibly return back, but she's been asking on social media where people think she should go, so she may or may not be with the team. Either way, even if she does not end up on the Chicago Sky next year, you don't want to have her go for nothing. You don't want her to go to the Golden State Valkyries and you get absolutely nothing. So if the Sky don't protect her, she's definitely going to the Valkyries, and the Valkyries about to make some noise with Kennedy Carter. So it makes extreme sense for the Chicago Sky to not allow Kennedy Carter to be taken. They're going to make the decision to protect her as one of their 6 players. I mean, she was the best player on the team last year. She averaged around 17 points a game, was the end-all be-all from the guard perspective for a lot of the season in terms of just offensive production, which is not great, but it is what it is. Kennedy Carter hopefully returns to the Chicago Sky next year, but even if she doesn't, the Sky will make sure to protect her so she is not taken by the Golden State Valkyries, and the Sky in return get nothing. Another restricted free agent that the Sky will protect is Michaela Onyenwere. Michaela Onyenwere is a player who has tremendous upsides. If y'all remember, she used to play for the New York Liberty. And as a rookie, she was the Rookie of the Year, and she won that award for a reason. She is a very, very solid, like small forward type player. She has a shot. She can get to the basket. She can kind of do a little bit of everything. Also, she has some pretty good defense as well. She is a player who I think will take that next leap next season. She's already been working out with new head coach Tyler Marsh. I think we will expect in 2025 Michaela Onyenwere to go from 6 points a game to about 12, 13 points a game. I absolutely see that happening through Tyler Marsh. I think he is really going to help to develop her even further, take her from where she is right now to even a better player, similar to kind of not totally, but kind of what he did with Jackie Young, just sort of like helping to elevate her game even higher. She definitely is going to be one of those players that will be protected because, yeah, she has tremendous upsides, and it would be foolish for the Chicago Sky to possibly have her part for the team for nothing. So she's definitely returning back to the team. They're going to re-sign her. She's already been working out with them, so that yeah, she's coming back. She's coming back. So Kennedy Carter, Michaela Onyenwere. We got the two rookies that, of course, you got to protect in Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso. I don't think I have to say much about them. They're both fantastic. They're both walking double-doubles, and they will be absolutely doing that next year. They have tremendous upsides. Tyler Marsh is a coach who is really going to develop them a lot further. We're seeing Camilla dominate overseas right now in China. She's killing over there. We will see Angel Reese play in Unrivaled. It's about to be fun. It's about to be fun. Those two players are going to continue to grow together. And the Sky, for sure, wants to make sure to keep those players on lock because, yeah, if you leave any of those players unprotected, oh, for sure. Golden State is taking them. For sure. Now, another player who is someone that I think a lot of people aren't talking about in terms of protecting, but I think absolutely needs to be protected is Rachel Banham. Rachel Banham, I see her returning back to this team. The reason why is, one, because she's been very visible after the WNBA season has been over. She's been visible, showing up. She was at the press conference for Tyler Marsh. She's very excited about it. She, in the press conference in particular, she talked about how, when she talked to Tyler Marsh, she was saying, hey, what are you going to do to develop these rookies? Like, what are you going to do to develop them even further? And to me, that's a sign that, yeah, she's someone who, of course, wants to be on the squad, but she's also looking out for the well-being of the younger players, which totally makes sense that she's going to stay with this team. Because if you got a vet thinking like that and thinking about, okay, what do the rookies need? How can you make them better? Like how also can I be a factor in that and sort of helping this team? I think it's very selfless. I think it's very selfish. I think it says a lot about Rachel Banham. Also, Rachel Banham is a fun player. She is a fun player who can come off the bench and get some good shots up. This season for the Chicago Sky, she did start quite a bit this season, mainly because the Sky had to. She only averaged about around 5.7 points a game. However, she's one of those players who can get hot from three. And I think will be a great player sort of coming off the bench. Remember, the Sky do have the number 3 pick in the WNBA draft. They likely will draft a guard. And having Rachel Banham come off the bench, I think would be huge for next year. So, yes, while some projections have Rachel Banham not being protected, Rachel Banham is about to be protected because the Sky don't want to part with Rachel Banham because I think she's a great culture fit. And she's a really solid player as well coming off the bench. Also, for the 6th player that will be protected for the Chicago Sky, it will be Elizabeth Williams. The reason why is because Elizabeth Williams is that vet player. They just re-signed her to an extension. She's going to be on the team for next year as well. I think she is a player who can give you instant defense, one of the best defensive post players in the WNBA. And she has an offensive bag as well. Yes, she did get injured at the early part of last season, so like she didn't play the whole season. However, she has a lot of upsides. She will be sort of doing that mentorship role for both Angel and Camilla, and so yes, you definitely want to keep her on your roster. So the 6 players who are staying with the Chicago Sky will be 6 players who will be protected for the Chicago Sky will be Camila Cardoso, Angel Reese, Kennedy Carter, Rachel Banham, Elizabeth Williams, and Michaela Onyenwere. Now, the players who will be unprotected include Dana Evans. The reason why is because Dana Evans has shown that she doesn't really she didn't want to be on the team last year. She wanted to get traded. They couldn't make a trade work. She got the starting nod, did not live up to expectations as the starting PG for the team. She's balling overseas. However, I think the ship for Dana Evans has sailed, and if the Golden State Valkyries want to get her, the Sky should let them have her. They likely will not pick up Dana Evans, but leave her unprotected. If she doesn't get picked up by the Valkyries, yeah, maybe you extend a contract to her for next year. She is a restricted free agent, something to note. Maybe you extend a contract here for next year for her to come off the bench and make some noise for the team, but you leave her unprotected. If the Valkyries want her, they can have her. As if I'm thinking as a GM, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, y'all know Dana Evans is one of my favorite players. However, I think, let her go if the Valkyrie want her. They likely won't pick up Dana Evans because they likely will end up getting Isabel Harrison. Izzy is a player who could possibly be a starter in the WNBA. She is a power forward, 6'3". She has good size on her. She would have been the starting point guard, power forward for the Chicago Sky this past season if they did not draft Angel Reese. Izzy is a player who has that mid-range bag. She did just sort of come off an injury. She was injured in 2023, so like that's a thing. But I think she could be a player that could be a really good solid piece for the Golden State Valkyries. So I think likely the Valkyries might end up picking up Izzy. Yes, Izzy's a valuable player. However, I don't think she's as valuable as the players that will be protected. So that's why I have her in the unprotected list. Of course, if she comes back to the Chicago Sky, if she doesn't get picked up by the Valkyries, maybe the Sky give her a contract for her to come off the bench and be on the team. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Lindsay Allen, she was the starting point guard for the Sky last year, or for a good amount of the season. She's a good player. However, I don't think it makes sense to protect her. If the Valkyries want her, they can have her. Same thing for Mariah Jefferson. I think she's a solid backup point guard. However, don't protect her. It doesn't make any sense. Brianna Turner, no. Diamond Shields, no. Like Nikolina Milic, no. So yeah. So they also have the rights to Maria Conde. She was a draft pick last year that did not sign with the team. I don't know if she ever comes to America. If she does, I don't think it makes any sense to protect her when you look at the players that you absolutely need to protect. So those are the players that will be unprotected, in my opinion, for the Chicago Sky. The key really is just making sure your core stays together, which is Camilla, Angel, hopefully Kennedy, if she wants to return back to the team. And then Rachel Banham, great culture fit, great player off the bench. Michaela Onyewede, really good culture fit. Can either start or come off the bench. Elizabeth Williams, great mentorship, great culture fit, is a player that can impact both the offensive and defensive end. Those are the players. If I am Tyler Marsh, if I am Jeff Pagliacca, those are the 6 players that I'm protecting. And everybody else, well, if Golden State wants you, bye-bye. That's sort of my thoughts on that front. What do y'all think? Let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below. Thank y'all so much for watching. And until next time, guys. Bye-bye.